Welcome to the All Aboard with Visit Mickey podcast.
We're glad you found episode 2 of this podcast, but if you missed episode 1, go on back and check for it so that you don't miss a thing. Also, make sure to subscribe so you get alerted with every time we drop a new episode. Okay, so the sweet shop, for those of you who do not know, just about everything that you get on a Disney, when it comes to food on a Disney cruise, is included in the cost of your cruise. The exceptions to this is if you're going to do the adult dining, or if you are going to the sweet shop, or you are going to the Cove and you want a specialty coffee, or somewhere else even for the specialty coffee. But the specialty coffee, the sweet shop where you get the actual gelato and ice cream versus the free soft serve. And then if you're going to do an adult only dining experience, those will cost extra. So the sweet shop has a different theme for each ship. So we have Wish is Inside Out, Treasure is Utopia, and the Destiny had the Incredibles. So basically all the stuff is the same, and the footprint is the same. I'm going to go ahead and say, for me, I thought they did the nicest job with the Destiny. Oh, I don't know. They did have the popsicles.
I like Nick and Judy.
Yeah, yeah, Nick and Judy did have that. And they had, what they called the lemmings, right? Eating the popsicles.
Yeah.
That was really good. But did you notice at the Incredibles shop, did you see on the wall was the recipe for Num Num cookies?
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Jack Num Num cookies. The recipe was on the wall. I got a picture of it.
Nice.
Maybe we'll share it. So, but the Incredibles, that thing, a big honking thing right in the middle, takes up a huge space.
Yeah,
What's
I don't like
the
that.
Center section? What is it in the center section of Zootopia? Because Nick and Judy are off to the side.
What about the vehicle? Am I crazy?
A vehicle?
Is it like the police car or something?
No, I don't think so. I know it's anger and fear in the Wish.
Oh, it's Nick and Judy sitting at a table.
Is that right there in the middle section?
Yeah.
Or is that over by the corner when you enter?
They don't really have anything directly in the middle. It's in front of the window.
Right. Okay. Well, I think that's the one thing that about the Incredibles I thought did very, very well. But that big thing right in the middle, it's like it takes up a giant space, which is not cool. Anyway, it's a sweet shop. It's just themed, and they're all the same, and they all basically carry the same stuff. What do I highly recommend? And my kids' favorite are the fudge dipped double stuffed Oreos. So that's my daughter's.
I like the gelato just because they have crazy flavors, and I usually like to try a different one each time I go.
Yeah.
It's very cheap. It's very affordable.
Right. Yeah. As far as like a regular cost of gelato. I actually did get a pistachio gelato with dark chocolate. I don't know what they're called, but it was like shaved dark chocolate on top. So it kind of had a Dubai kind of vibe. So it was crunchy pistachios, dark chocolate shavings, and pistachio ice cream. So it kind of tasted like Dubai chocolate. That was yummy. That I had on the Destiny, and it was good. All right. Shows. Robert. Let's talk about the shows. Okay. I have to laugh because I know what you guys don't know, which we've gone on all of them, and we've seen all the shows. So when we went on the Wish, there's the show called Little Mermaid. And everybody loves Little Mermaid. It was the rebirth of Disney animation and of Disney musicals, right? Everybody fell in love with that soundtrack. Everybody fell in love with that story. And it is so important to so many people. All right, so they changed the story a bit. And that it took away for me, period, right? Like it took away from the love of a show that we know and love so much. And then they changed the story, right?
Yeah. My thing for me was like I go to shows not just for the music and the spectacle, but it's the outfits. And the outfits they wear in that show are just like so disappointing. It's like it's almost like if Lululemon or some athletic company made the costumes for the characters. They're wearing like spandex pants and a tank
So good.
top and that's not
Okay,
just
I will say, now listen, if you have seen this show, you know what we're thinking, which is Triton's beard.
the wigs, the beard wigs. And
I mean, it was so
it's
bad.
distracting because I literally can't focus on the story because I'm like, who made this? Oh my gosh.
Ay, ay, ay,
It's
right?
not Disney's best
So,
foot forward for sure.
and I'm like, okay, was this a COVID thing? Because we thought that, remember? We thought, oh, the costume didn't show in time. Remember, we were like, we're on the preview, the costume didn't show. This is stuff they found in the back and threw together to turn into his costume. No, I saw it a whole year later. It was the same costume. And then I was just like, wow. So, not a super fan for either of us, the Little Mermaid show.
What's
Also,
funny is when you look at all the others, you're like, they all stuck true to the outfits and story, except for that one. It's so
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I don't know why, but I don't know. It was kind of a sad thing for me. But again, this is what we're talking about is our preference on each one. So then we move it over to the treasure, and the treasure show is Moana, Tale of Moana. All right, now this stage was so good. Now, again, they bring in elements of the future. So they kept the same story, but it looked like they were like kind of in between timelines, right? But not in a way that distracted from the story. And the the big scene that I think anyone who knows any of the story is waiting to see is that puppet, right? The Tafiti puppet. That Tafiti puppet was insane, incredible. Like you're how on earth, right? Like to me, all you go is how? How did they do that? How did they do that? How did they do that? So for me, that's how I felt.
Yeah, like when my first, as I was saying earlier, my first Disney cruise ever was The Wish. So I'm being told, all this shows on the cruise ships, so they're like Broadway. They're Broadway. What's the term they use?
Broadway style shows.
Yeah, Broadway style shows. So like for my experience with Little Mermaid, I was like, I don't know if that's Broadway. I was like, I was
I
really
will
hyped up.
say on the Wish, the second show is Aladdin, and it's better, in my
Yeah, yeah,
opinion.
yeah, yeah.
The Aladdin show is good. And if you know the Aladdin show from The Wish and from one of the classic ships or one of the Dream class ships, then you see elements of it in Destiny's Hercules. So they use some of the same prop gags. I don't know, just like that. Like you're gonna notice it if you've seen both. But I
So
think Aladdin's a great show.
yeah, I agree. But the best representation of Broadway style show is the Moana one. Like, I mean, it's better than things I've seen in touring Broadway shows and amazing. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so good. And then the second show on the treasure is Beauty and the Beast. Again, that show is incredible. And that beast, I think that whole show is also incredible. And
The
it's on
outfit.
the Dream.
Ugh, I was just saying I love the outfits in that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Right. So
Better
that
than the
is also
movie.
on the Disney Dream. And then we move over to the Destiny. So the Destiny has Hercules, and the second show is Frozen. And they also have Adventures of the Sea, which is, again, we're talking, that's more like the family friendly where you have Disney characters. So, but we're really only, right here, we're only talking about the Broadway style shows versus the ones that include Disney characters. So Hercules and Frozen. Hercules has a lot of big items, right? So we have a Hydra, and every time you cut off its head, it replaces it with two more. And then we also have the Titans, where he battles two of the Titans. So you might have Disney Plus, and if you do, you can go see a video about it where they talk about how they created those Titans. That in itself is very cool. But to me, as good as Hercules was, and it was good, I kind of preferred Moana.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think the way it all comes together, it's just Moana just had it all. It felt, I love Hercules, don't get me wrong, but there were just parts of it that felt clunky. And I know that we were on the preview,
Yeah.
so I'm sure they'll work out. I can't even put my finger exactly on what it is about it that just felt like something wasn't like jiving with the flow of the show, or I don't know what it was, but maybe the actors were very physically being physically challenged. They're like jumping jacks,
Yeah.
singing, like, and you could tell they were getting fatigued, and like, so maybe they'll like change some things around where like they can just like not like
Take
sweat it all out on stage and be able to sing. And but I mean, it was amazing, but where it just all came together was Moana.
Yeah. I do want to talk about in Hercules, Hades. I thought Hades was, I know. Yeah. So if you are listening to us, thank you so much for listening to us here, wherever you listen to your podcast. But we are also over on YouTube, where I have my beautiful Christmas tree behind me. And Robert has a very, very cool, what is that called? Wallpaper with Hades on it. It's a really good wallpaper. So Hades, I just thought was incredible. And, we see him a couple times in the play. And the first time you see him where he like floats out and his full like lit up robes, I was like, I kind of wish it was what he wore throughout the whole thing. But I also get, based on what he was trying to do, that they had to change costuming for the second time we see him. But the first time, whoa, so incredible. And he has a glowing feature, right? And I was all for it. I was all for the Hades of it all. Pain and Panic, just what you expect them to be. I told Robert that I felt that not only did Hades steal the show, but Pegasus also, just so good. Pegasus was incredible. But Hades ruled that show, which is a little bit of a bummer because you really should be voting for the hero Hercules, and I was like, Hades.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we're going to say overall Moana on this one for both of us.
For sure.
Guys, I never realized exactly how much you and I are alike. I mean, I do. But I really thought we'd have a little more differences here and there. But now we're going to talk about entertainment. So on the Wish class ships, you have the fairy godparents, right? The godmother, godfather. And they're going to each show and they're doing their, like the introductions, and they do shows over in Luna. And they're a lot of places. They're representing the Disney Wish. And then you have characters on the Treasure. Now, I'm really, really sorry. I do not remember their name. And I think it's because we have renamed them.
Sage and Coriander.
Sage and Coriander?
I think so.
You're right. Sage and Coriander. Should we say what we renamed them?
Yes.
Okay. When we were on that ship, we couldn't remember their names, so they became Pumpkin and Spice.
Because it was also, yeah, around that time of year where that was like, a drink at Starbucks. And
Yeah. So everywhere we went, we're like, oh, look, pumpkin and spice are back. And so then they became pumpkin and spice. So then we never, right, it is sage and coriander, but I could never have told you that. If you didn't remember it, I would never
we
have
knew it was
that.
recipe ingredients. I don't know.
Pumpkin and spice forever for me. Anyway, okay, so sage and coriander, they're everywhere too. They are also representing the ships. They're like the MCs of the ship. And then we get to the Destiny, and it is Zaya and Dr. Gamble. And it's Gamble, but then sometimes he goes by Dr. Gamble, right? So I don't know if we ever really quite figured that out, and we actually nicknamed them too.
I call them Procter and Gamble.
Procter and Gamble. All right. So Zaya and Gamble. I do remember her name, Zaya and Gamble. Now, these guys also everywhere. But for us, both of us, we said these two had such great chemistry, so fast, so wonderful. And they were at everything too. Yeah, like they're running. They're running from event to event to event. I don't know how they get any rest.
I need to know what their salary is because, like, they are running the ship. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I found out they're actually steering it. Like, how?
They're steering the entertainment. I'm telling you,
and never out of character. Never.
No. They're so good. Now, Robert alluded to it a little bit ago, but we need to go back and say the character experiences on the Destiny blows away anything on the Wish and Treasure. And I love that of these three, if I can go on any of them again in near future, I would go on the Treasure because I didn't get enough of the Treasure. I need more of the Treasure. Now, I've been on the Wish 4 or 5 times, so it's really not a great comparison, but like I have no desire to be like, if I were going to get a free cruise, I'm not going on the Wish. The Treasure is probably where I would go. The Destiny, I'm going to go on it again in 2 days. So again, I hope to get a little bit different feel for it. Except the Destiny had so much character interaction, so different than every other ship. What are you used to on a Disney cruise? You get Mickey, Minnie, Chip, Dale, Daisy, Donald, Goofy, Pluto. You get lots of them, and I love them. I love them. I don't miss a chance to get my hugs from Chip and Dale. I never miss a chance to get my hugs from Chip and Dale. They are my boys. I love the Double Trouble. However, when I was on the Destiny, I didn't try once to meet any of the Fab 8. Why? Because I couldn't take away from missing the entertainment on the Destiny. So I'm going to talk about my favorite, and then we'll go from there, okay? Okay, so there was an opportunity to meet Dr. Facilier. So Princess and the Frog, great movie. And I'm not like a villain person, but when I saw him, that was like, ooh, I like this villain. This villain's different, right? He just gave totally different vibes, totally different kind of creepy factor. And I really liked Dr. Facilier as far as the villain goes. So thank you, Robert. Robert, he knows everything. He reads everything ahead of time. I don't. I like to go and find out and experience as I go, but he likes to do research. So it actually makes us a great pair. And he's like, there is going to be a tarot card reading from Dr. Facilier at so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll go to that. So we go to it the first day. I think we were not going to make the line or something. So we're like, okay, we're going to come back tomorrow and we have to be here early because the line is going to be crazy.
Silly us, we thought that the line we were in the first time was long. And then we're like, oh, it'll be smaller tomorrow. Well, word caught on quick.
Right. And so the word went through the ship of how incredible the Dr. Facilier moment is. So we're like, we have to do it. And I think we do it on Castaway Day because we figured, oh, well, people will be coming back. They'll have to go. Yeah, we actually did do the right thing, but there was never a slow line. And the poor people on the maiden voyage, forget about it. The line was all the way back to like the theater area, all the way wrapping around. And our friend who did the maiden voyage never got to do that and never got to do the Cruella show. They were completely locked out of those because they're like, we are not sitting in a line. By the way, the maiden voyage also they were lining up 2.5 hours before Hercules and sitting. They were just sitting on the floor in line for Hercules for a good seat.
Wow.
I know. So we didn't experience any of that. And we had a completely full ship. So I am just glad we got into this event. So,
and that's not the norm. If you've never been on a Disney cruise before, that is not normal.
That's not normal. Yeah, totally not. Okay, so on the Disney Destiny, they bring elements that are not anywhere else. And the villain element, it's just not like anywhere else you can get, not even at the park, where you get this almost one-on-one feel with a character. And so I will not spoil, but I will say they take, for the Dr. Facilier tarot card reading, I want to say 10 to 12 people. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
They take 10 to 12 people in a room, the door shuts, he's there, perched, staring, perched, not moving an inch. And everybody was like waiting for him to jump or do something to scare us. And then he starts singling out people in the room and calling on them for one thing or another. It's tarot reading, so he has cards. And I loved like how wickedly funny he was, but he asked somebody who could shuffle cards, and a girl raised her hands and he handed her cards. She could not shuffle cards. And he's like, give me these back. You're wasting my time. Is there anyone who could actually shuffle cards here? And then someone raised their hand and he gave them to her and she could shuffle them and he took them back. But he had no patience. And I love that because he's a villain. So for him to be like, oh, you're worthless. Give this back to me. I love that because he's not really saying you're worthless. He is a villain. So he did it the right way.
I think that's the first time for a Disney character interaction that I was genuinely creeped out, but like not in a not fun way. It was just like he was spooky. His eyes,
spooky.
his height. How is he so tall? I'm like,
He's
oh my
so
god.
tall.
Yeah, the whole
right. So he's so tall. He's and he looks like he's supposed to look. He's tall and lengthy, very, very, very lean features. His eyes, I mean, obviously contacts, but his eyes are purple. It's piercing. He has a gap in his tooth. He was perfection to the character. And I'm going to say that I was lucky enough to be selected for one of the people he interacted with. And he did take his nose almost touching my nose. He got so close that I could literally like just reach out and touch him. And he stares right, and he's trying to creep you out. He is trying to make you go cringe. But it was so cool. It is, bar none, my favorite moment of the Disney Destiny. And then he has a second meet and greet experience. Now this is one-on-one, and you go in and there's just a chair and you sit down in a chair and he walks around you and he's, again, looking to intimidate you a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure. He's there to make you feel uncomfortable, almost like an interrogation, because you sit in the chair and then he's like circling around you and asking you questions. And again, it's like, you don't need to go this far. Like a picture is fine, but they just step it up. Like I didn't expect that much more interaction from him again.
Yeah. It was really good though, right? It was really good. I was so happy with him in this location. So it's deck 5, midship, studio 5 is the Dr. Facilier, both the card reading and the meet and greet. also in this same spot is a meet and greet with Cruella. Now, we also did that on a different day. And that opportunity is where she read me for filth on my outfit. And I looked so cute. I had dress pants, nice shoes. And she was like, "This is how you come see me. Are you serious?" And I, of course, apologized for my apparel immediately and said it was either see you dressed inappropriately like this or miss the opportunity to see you. And she was like, "Well, I get that." So, I mean, again, they know their characters. These villains know who they are and they know the right way to respond to you.
Yeah, totally.
I will say that when they saw Robert, when Cruella saw you, I don't remember like her critique of what you were wearing, but I remember when she saw you later, she remembered you. Remember when we were at the bar and she calls you out at the bar?
Yeah. I wasn't so sure about you.
I wasn't so sure about you, but okay, I see this now.
Uh,
And it was great that she like definitely recognized you and did a callback to you in the
yeah.
video.
Yeah, my favorite interaction was definitely singing a song with her in her bar. You basically get to rewrite the Cruella de Vil song in a way that favors her and makes her feel good about herself. And it's just like, wow, Disney's been around this many years and they finally thought to do that. Like that was it's just incredible that like that's never been a thing before. Like sit and
Hmm.
write a song, rewriting the villain song to be a good song about them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. I still sing the song. I mean, the version we came up with is to me now the Cruella de Vil song. Like,
That's awesome. I will say, okay, so when you're doing, we talked about Raya and Gamble, Zaya and Gamble. They are hosting the event at DeVille's and they're singing the song, and she comes in and she's like, "Oh, dude, it's a terrible song. Roger's a horrible person, blah, blah, blah." And they're like, "Oh, Miss DeVille, what can we do? Can we maybe rewrite the song for you?" And it's just, "Yes, I'll be back in 10 minutes." And in that 10 minutes, these improv masters of the Disney Destiny, we start with one sentence, and that sentence turned into a whole song in 10 minutes.
with dance moves.
Well, yeah, someone happened to be a choreographer there, so she stepped up with a little bit of choreography.
I watched
But
videos of other people's interactions, and every
uh,
single one they do a different dance. I'm like, I don't understand how they like this lyrics are different, this dance is different, and it's just incredible that they could just like improv it that many ways. Like,
wow, see, I didn't even know that.
yeah.
I've only seen a couple, but it was super cool. And again, these are the villain elements. We had, okay, so that's two, right? We did Cruella, a couple, and also she has a, what's that called? A runway show where she will critique people's outfits. Amazing. I had so much fun. It's very fast, but I wish she could be a little bit more vicious, frankly. That would be the only thing I would say about that. Is there were people, there was a lady who came dressed for what she might wear to church on Sunday. Like during the runway, I would have been harder on the woman. I would have been like, "Are you serious? You bring that little Sunday church look to here?" No. High fashion. Know your role. Anyway, so Cruella was actually a little too nice to her. But other than that, that was super fun. And she's got the one over at DeVille's, and she's got the one on Deck 5, which is a private meet and greet. Okay. And then Dr. Facilier has his two. Maleficent has a show. And her show in Saga, which is Deck 4 and 5, the two-story entertainment space. And Maleficent has a great show, which at the end you get one-on-one meet and greets. Awesome. And it's like a whole minute with her. Wouldn't you say you get like a whole minute with her that you can film and do, yeah, great. And then she'll, stand for a picture. She also takes over the lobby, right? She does a lobby takeover at one point. She does lots of meet and greets in the lobby. And when you see that, it's all green, right? They take the whole lobby and they kind of make it green for her. They do the same thing for Loki, right? So we see Loki a couple times. Who else do we have in villains? So Maleficent, Loki.
I wasn't thinking of villain, but I was thinking just we got to mention that Marvel show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. But as far as Disney characters first, can you think of any more that we're missing?
No, I think we got them all.
Also, Black Panther. Black Panther comes out, but he's
Spider-Man. Spider-Man comes out.
Spider-Man comes out.
He takes over the lobby as well.
And of course, your Fab Eight are there. I'm just saying that we did not spend time with the Fab Eight because of the situation of trying to really experience the Destiny in only 3 days. That's not a lot of time to experience something brand new. But yes, let's talk about Zaya and Gamble in Saga, the 2-story lounge. If you can get there early enough, get the 4th floor, try to get a nice seated area, because you're going to be in for the ride. It is such a fun ride. So this is an 18 and up experience of a run through of the MCU, right? So they're starting off with Captain America when he's still like the wimpy Captain America before he becomes a super soldier. And they're working all the way through Tony Stark, through all the different characters, and through Guardians. I'm trying to think if, like, did they go all the way through the Thanos world, right? Like the different characters. Mm-hmm. And they're doing it super fast, because what is this show? 30 minutes? 40 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say like 30 minutes.
30 probably.
Could have been so much longer.
They're doing it in 30 minutes, but they are zipping through. It is so fast, but it is an 18 and up show because they are bringing in some elements that you go, I don't want my kid to listen to this. It is funny. People were cracking up. I think you're certainly going to laugh pretty much a little at the whole thing, or you're going to really hardcore belly laugh, because I watched people doing both.
I mean, they somehow threw in a hoop-de-doo review joke in with Marvel. Like, it's got some deep park cuts, and so good.
So good. Did you have a favorite part of that?
Oh gosh, I mean, the parts I probably can't say because it's the adult parts, but yeah, like the whole thing is just the enthusiasm of that Gamble and what's his name? Proctor.
Zaya.
What's his Zaya?
Zaya and Gamble.
Yes, they are just so good. Like, I actually like that show is probably the best for me. And I never thought that like Disney would do that. Like someone said on a podcast, they were like, what did legal think of that? Like, you know.
Well, I mean, it's so funny because I saw some people posting about it and they're like, it's really PG-13, not maybe 18 and up.
Yeah.
I think that's probably accurate. There's nothing raunchy, but you know, Deadpool comes at the end, right? Deadpool comes at the end, and so of course he's going to be, you know, semi-raunchy. I like that there is a mix, and somehow we have that singer who's so talented.
Oh my
The show
gosh.
starts off with a singer, then we end up having all of a sudden this 18 and up show, and then the singer is there again, and she's incredible.
Yeah, they definitely show up early, and you get a whole lounge singer performance. Yeah.
Yeah, she takes you to church.
Because we missed some of that intro of that, and that was
Right.
If I ever go again, like that's going to be a priority, is to get there early for that and make sure. Yeah.
So there is so much to do, and we felt the little side shows, and we're going to use these examples of side shows. There's so many more of them on the Destiny, and that elevates this ship. So going to the Dr. Facilier show, the Cruella show, the Maleficent show, those are shows in venues, and there's a lot of them. So to try to capture them all, we were working hard to do it.
Yeah, for sure. But like I never felt disappointed ever. Some of the ones
Yeah.
on the Treasure and the Wish, I'd get to, and I'd be like, I don't think I ever need to see that again. I could probably miss that. But these ones, I'm like, wherever that Proc or Gamble and Zaya are, you want to be. Like
You really
if I know they're doing a show, it's like I want to be there because I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah. So here's the other thing I'm going to say, and I know we have to wrap this thing because it's been like 2 hours, right? I think this is going to be a two-part episode,
Yeah.
two-part podcast. Here's what I think that you need to know when you are getting ready to go on a cruise, a Disney cruise. I tell everybody, one, you're there to have fun. So let yourself have fun. Right, Robert? Don't you have to let yourself have fun? Like, volunteer. I volunteered to, they're like, hey, can anybody, was it singing? Who can match a song? I don't know. How did I get picked for that? But they asked for a volunteer for the Wakanda music section.
Hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
Boom. My hand is up. I'm looking for a volunteer to do. I don't care what that to do is going to be. I'm raising my hand. I want to be part of the show. I want to be having fun. I want that extra level of experience. Why? Because it is included in the cost of your fare. It is already made for you. Why not take advantage, right? I tell people this regardless of the Disney kind of vacation you're going to take. So it'll happen at Walt Disney World and Disneyland, where if you go to a show, they might say, we're looking for a volunteer. I did it on an Adventures by Disney. We're looking for a volunteer. Boom, my hand went up. I got selected. I have a great video of me holding a Muppet and doing a little Muppet show. It's incredible. When is anyone else going to get that opportunity except for going on this kind of trip? So my advice is let yourself have fun. Raise your hand, be part of the action. It is really, they want you to have an amazing time. They want you to be engaged. And I got to tell you, when the staff, right, when the cast members are there, don't you think they love it when they don't have to fight someone to go on stage or to cajole someone up there? And sometimes that's funny, but they have to work so hard that if you volunteer and you're in it, they love it. You can watch their emotions and see how happy they are when someone's part of the show.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Robert was Prince Philip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or your friend volunteers you.
Well, yes, I volunteered Robert. He didn't know it. I was above him and I was pointing down at him. And they're like, oh, you. And then he thought that he just was randomly picked. I'm like, oh no, I was pointing to you. Zaya.
I
Zaya
was
from
like,
Interrogation.
finally, someone saw something in me. They knew I was Prince worthy, and then here to find out it was all fake.
Oh, how corny. So he was Prince Philip, and then I did some singing of Wakanda music. And what else did we get
You
selected
know, I
for? Oh, well, I
totally
did.
forgot about the Wakanda singing, and I'm just like another thing about the Destiny. So like
Yeah,
the final category that we don't have is overall experienced
entertainment.
entertainment. And
Yeah,
yeah, and like I have to say the Destiny just
the
takes the cake.
Destiny wins.
I don't remember any of the entertainment outside of the shows and stuff on the Treasure or the Wish. It's just
Right.
wow.
No, and because actually we were making fun of pumpkin and spice. We
Yes.
were like, oh yeah, look,
Corny.
there's pumpkin and spice again. Let's run. It was
Very
not,
corny.
yes. Yes, it was corny. And this was not. This wasn't. Where they belonged is they belonged in the Skipper Society.
Yes.
That would have been good for them.
Yes.
Why doesn't Disney ask us our opinion before they build ships?
Yeah.
We're stupid.
So fun.
Anyway, I'm gonna say that for me, yes, the Destiny absolutely wins in out of the theater entertainment. I loved, loved, loved all the extra character stuff. I just did. Because I love characters. When I'm at the park, I would way more hug a character than go on a ride. There's like 5 rides I want to do in all of the park. I want experiences. I want character experiences or sitting and watching a show. I want experiences. So for me, this ship, the Destiny, really, really provides so much for you.
I would
So
love
very much.
for them to learn from the Destiny and change a few things on the others to like make them equal in that sense. Because like I feel like they have the spaces for it. I mean,
Yeah.
why couldn't you have Luke Skywalker or Han Solo in the Star Wars bar?
Yeah.
What
Just
why
show
or
up randomly.
Chewbacca like in there?
Well, yeah, whatchamacallit? Jack Sparrow shows up at Cask and Cannon too.
Yeah,
So, I mean, so we see that it's happening in more than one location, right?
yeah.
The Sanctum, even, right? Just have a what are they called? The Sanctum? Trying to remember what they call the people. Like not just Doctor Strange, but the
I'm going to say the word that's the Wakanda ladies. Dorma. I know it's not them though.
Dor. Oh yeah, yeah, Dor
Yeah,
Milaje.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's totally possible. Okay, so in Scat Cat, it's I think about the Scat Cat. What are you going to have in the Scat Cat Lounge? Probably not much
Yeah,
because the characters are all animated, right? They're all like
yeah,
kitty cats. We don't like get to know if it were again DeVille's. We get to know Roger, but we don't get to know really the people in Aristocats. And then Cinderella, though, Cinderella could show up to Nightingale's, absolutely looking for something,
yeah,
looking for her shoe, and then people could direct her to the staircase
yeah. There you
because
go.
that's where her shoe is.
Yeah,
That shoe's beautiful. Yeah, so I'm just looking over Haunted Mansion, obviously. Skipper, though, you know what? We hadn't talked about that, but I love what you said. They totally should be having some dumb jokes. You're
for sure.
100% right about that. And I think everything else we talked about. Any other little side notes? We didn't even talk about where it goes or any of that other stuff because that's, where something goes doesn't really matter. Like, yes, you can get limited sailings, have both lookout key and castaway key, and that's great for people who have that opportunity. But basically, these are 3 and 4 nights out of Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is a great location to sail out of for transportation purposes. Just a little side note, you fly in, it is, about 10 minutes to any area hotel and another 10 minutes from there to the port. And it took me 7 minutes from the moment I entered my lift to get to the airport from the port. So way better than Port Canaveral when it comes to transportation purposes. It's like everything is right there, so close and easy.
The only thing I was gonna say is each one of the ships is amazing, fantastic, wonderful, and it's just really all goes with like what are you looking for? What are you looking to get out of your experience? And that's
Yeah.
why I think it's really good to talk to people like travel agents that like know and they can like kind of like match you with your personality and what you want to the best ship. Because I know my niece, the wish is going to be it's her. She's princess girl. It's like so the wish needs to be her ship. Like, and if I really strongly believe that the Destiny was made for like millennials, like people that love those like characters from that era that like you never see and or love the villains and then yeah the treasure is just I feel like it's just like classic magical Disney park person and yeah they're all great in their own ways and yeah.
Yeah. Right. And you're right. We didn't discuss that. I will tell you that if I were talking to somebody
who, right, they want to have fun and they want to dance and they want to, drink and dance the night away. None of these three ships. I'm going to recommend the Dream or the Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend the area that has the really adult focused ships. These are not adult focused ships. Yes, this one more than the others, for sure. But I'm going to send someone to the Dream or Fantasy if what they're looking for is a dance and drink the night away 30-something-year-olds. Yes, that's what I would be doing. And I would say why. I would explain why. If someone said, I want to go on the Destiny, of course, that's different. But if someone doesn't know, you're right. A travel agent who has done it. That would be the one thing. I know we're not here to talk travel agent stuff all the time, but please, when you are looking to use a travel agent, use one that travels. Because we've been on every ship, all 7 ships. We were booked on the Adventure that it canceled, so I don't know when we're going to get on that one again. But go to everything so that we can really know it and bring the best info to you. So, all right. So this is All Aboard with Visit Mickey. Thank you so much for coming. We've been doing great with our podcast and getting great views and even some great feedback. I got an email today from someone about our podcast that we did just last week. So thank you for watching. And we're going to try to bring, like I said, 1 per month. I did take a break for a little while for college reasons. But we're back at it, and look at this, 2 in 2 weeks. So thank you so much, and see you real soon.
Bye.